Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Curtis. I am so excited to be drawing with you again today. You're going to need your art sketchbook and of course your pencil and eraser. We're going to be opening up our sketchbook. Remember, our first drawing that we did was our self-portrait. We're going to open up to the very next page. And you might even be able to see your self-portrait on the back of that first page. So we want to go to the next blank page. We don't want to draw on the back of this drawing. We want to go to that next blank page. And just like we did the first time, we're going to take our book and we're going to flip it and fold it over so that we're just looking on the page that we're going to be drawing on. That's really important when you're drawing. You can hide the rest of it so you know exactly where you're going to be working. Now, today we're going to be drawing Piggy and Elephant, and we're going to be making them talk. So we're going to need room for both of our characters. What I want you to do is I want you to take your book and I want you to turn it sideways like this for Piggy and Gerald in your book. So you opened it up, you folded it over, and now you've got room to draw both Piggy and Gerald. And Elephant. Remember, you're going to be drawing with a pencil. I'm going to be drawing with a black marker so that you can see it on the screen. And I'm going to start with Piggy. And I'm going to put Piggy on this side of my paper and Elephant on this side of my paper. So I'm going to start over here with Piggy. And to make Piggy, we're just going to start by drawing a circle for his head. And I want it to be kind of close to the top of my paper, so I'm going to draw a circle towards the top, just like that. And it can be an oval or a circle. The next thing I'm going to add are his ears. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 triangles at the top of his head. One on this side of his head and one over here on this side. So it's starting to look like his head. Inside of his head, we're going to add his face. So I'm going to start with his nose or his snout. And that's going to be an oval. And we want it to be closer to the bottom than the top. So right about here, I'm going to draw a nice oval like that. Inside of that oval, we're going to make 2 little lines, just like that. And now that we have his snout or his nose, we're going to add his mouth. And we're going to make him smiling underneath his snout. So I'm just going to add a little smile right underneath his snout. We're going to add his eyes next. His eyes are going to be ovals, but they're going to be going up and down. They're going to be vertical. So I'm going to draw an oval going up and down like this. And the second one right beside it, up and down, just like that. And then I'm going to color it in. I'm going to go ahead and color those in. The last thing we need on his face are going to be his eyebrows. So right above his eyes, we're going to draw little eyebrows just above his eyes. All right, now that we have Piggy's face drawn, we're going to draw his body. So I'm going to be starting towards the bottom of his head, and I'm going to start off to one side, so right about here. And I'm going to draw a big vertical oval for his body. So starting right here, I'm going to go down, around, and back up just like that. We're going to add Piggy's arms next. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 lines. I want to start them up here towards his head. They're going to be connected to his body. So right about here, I'm going to make 1 line and a second line, just like that. To make his fingers, I'm going to make the letter V, and it's going to go in towards his body. So I'm going to make a letter V, just like that, between his 2 arm lines. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to make a line going that way and another line. And then I'm going to make the letter V coming in towards his body. So in, just like that. He still needs some legs, so let's add those next. We're going to do the same thing just like his arms, but this time we're going to start at the bottom of his body and we're going to go down. So starting right here, I'm going to make 2 lines. And we're going to make his toes, so we're going to make that V shape. But this time it's going to be upside down, so it's going to go in towards his body, just like that, an upside down V. And he needs 1 more leg, of course, so we're going to put a line here and a line here, and then make that upside down V shape. Now we're missing one more thing on Piggie, and that's going to be his tail. And his tail is going to be right here beside his leg. And it's going to be just a little triangle coming out of his body like that. And that's it. That's how you draw Piggie. All right. The next picture that we're going to draw is we're going to draw elephant. So I'm going to show you how to draw that. All right, we finished Piggie. Now we're going to draw elephant. Elephant's going to start out just a little bit different. We're going to start out with an oval shape or a round shape like Piggie, but this time we're going to leave it open at the bottom. So watch what I do. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to make an oval shape, but I'm not going to connect it at the bottom. I'm going to leave it open. We're going to make his body next. We're going to come starting right here at the edge of his head, and we're going to make a vertical oval going down and back up to the other side of his head. So watch what I do. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to make it go down and around and back up to the other side of his head. So it's a little bit different than Piggie where we went all the way around. This time we left an opening there. All right, the next thing we're going to add for Gerald is going to be his trunk or his nose. So we're going to do an L, but we're going to make it upside down. So we're going to do the short part of his L like this. It's going to go across, and then it's going to curve and go down. All right, we're going to do the other side. This one's going to be underneath the first one. It's going to go across and then curve a little bit and go down. And we're going to connect it at the bottom. So just like that. We're not going to connect it at the top though. This part stays open. Underneath his trunk, we're going to make his mouth. So we're going to add a little smile here to elephant, just like that. And if you wanted to show his mouth open, you can add another little curve, just like that. And now his mouth is open like he's smiling really big. All right, last part of his face is going to be his eyes and his glasses. So we're going to start out by drawing 2 circles. One circle here and one circle over here. Inside those circles, we're going to add little black dots for his eyes. And now we're going to connect his glasses. So in between the 2 big circles, we're going to make a line. And we're going to make the earpiece of his glasses. It's going to go out to the side of his head. It's looking pretty good so far, but you know what we're missing? We're missing his ears. We're going to add his ears next. And his ears are going to be really big on the side of his head. So I'm going to start right about here, kind of above his eye. And I'm going to make a big oval that comes out, around, and down, and back up at the bottom of his head. That's going to give him a big elephant ear. All right, let's do the other side. I'm going to start right above his eye here. I'm going to go up and out and around and back up to the bottom side of his head. Now he's got his ears. All right, I think he's just missing his arms and his legs. So let's move on to the arms next. They're going to be a lot like Piggie's arms, but they're going to be wider. So I'm going to start by drawing that line out, but I'm going to leave a bigger space before I draw my second line. So look how wide or how big of a space I left between them, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and connect those 2 lines with a line straight across, and we're going to make his toes. So we're going to make 3 bumpy lines. Watch this. 1, 2, 3 for his toes. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to make a line going out. We'll leave a big space. We'll connect right here, and then 3 bumpy lines. 1, 2, 3. And guess what? His legs are done the exact same way, but they're going to come out of the bottom of his body. So I'm going to add 2 lines and leave a nice big space between them. We're going to connect them, and 3 bumpy lines for his toes, just like that. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to leave 2 straight lines. We're going to connect them, and 1, 2, 3 bumpy lines for his toes. You know what? I forgot his tail. We're going to add his tail just like we did Piggie. I think I'm going to add his tail on this side though. So just a little triangle, just like that for his tail. All right, now that we've drawn Piggie and Elephant, we're going to add our speech bubbles. Do you remember those from the story? Remember, those are the bubbles that were coming out and away from them. So right here next to Piggie, or right above his head, I'm going to add a speech bubble. I'm going to make an oval. And it's going to kind of have a point pointing down towards Piggie so we know the words are coming out of Piggie's mouth. I'm going to do the same thing for Gerald because he's going to say something back to Piggie. So I'm going to put an oval. I'm going to put my oval right here. It's going to be kind of a funky shape. And it's going to be coming back to Elephant's head. You can write whatever you want in your speech bubbles. I'm going to write, you know what? We're going to pretend that it's Elephant's birthday. I'm going to write happy birthday. And you know what? I'm going to have Elephant say something funny back to Piggie. He's going to say, banana. Isn't that funny? Just like in the story. Happy birthday, banana. I hope you enjoyed drawing with me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.